Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this new palette from BH Cosmetics. It's called the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio edition. And so, if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about this palette, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. A while ago, BH Cosmetics released this palette right here called Take Me Back to Brazil, and it has some of my favorite bold and neon eyeshadows. I do like to dabble in some of these fun pigments from time to time, and when BH was announcing that they were coming out with a second rendition of that palette, the Rio edition, I had to get my hands on it because all of the shadows in here are fun shimmers. I am so ridiculously happy with this palette. I have played around with it a few times since I've gotten it, and I've really gotten the hang of the shadows. Not that there was much of a learning curve to them. They were very easy to apply, super blendable, and extremely pigmented. Like, holy moly. I am wearing it on my eyes today and I am loving this look so much. I am very, very happy with how it turned out. I call this my tropical delight look. And just before I dive into my whole palette review stuff, I do want to quickly compare these two palettes. As you've probably noticed, the original does have primarily matte and glitter colored shadows in it, while, let me grab the new one. This new one over here, version 2, does have all shimmer colors. Some of them are duochrome. You can turn some of these colors into metallics if you do wet your brush, but those are the primary differences. Otherwise, as you can see, the colors are pretty much identical. You're not really missing out on too much in terms of that, but yeah, if you like playing with more shimmers, then this palette will be for you. If you like more matte colors, then the top version of the palette might be a better option for you. Before I tell you how I went ahead and created this look, I do want to talk about this palette just a little bit more in terms of its logistics and whatnot. So it is a cardboard palette, relatively lightweight. It does have a magnetic closure, so it does stay shut. I do like that it's got a mirror in it, so you can use this to do all of your looks, and that's exactly what I've done today. You've got lots of really cool eyeshadows in here. You've also got a couple of highlighting sort of colors down here. On the back of the palette, you do have all of the ingredients listed. This is made in the People's Republic of China. It's got a shelf life of 24 months. This palette is cruelty free. I did notice that these shadows are made out of ultramarines, and if you have super sensitive eyes, ultramarines can sometimes irritate your eyes, so just be wary of that. I have worn this on my eyes several times now and I haven't had any issues, but like I've said in past videos, do a patch test to see how it's going to work with you before you just apply this all over your lid. The other thing I do need to mention is that these are pressed pigments and not meant for your immediate eye area, so I would not put these in your waterline. I would strictly keep these on your eyes and on your lower lash line, away from your actual eyeball as best you can. Now that we have those logistics out of the way, let's dive into this gorgeous palette. There is not a single section of this palette that I would steer clear of. I think these colors are all beautiful. They're all very blendable. You will have zero issues putting them on your eyes, and they are packed with pigment. Obviously, they're pressed pigment. While I love blues and purples, they're really not colors that I wear every single day, especially these tones over here, but I do dive into them from time to time. I actually like playing with this section over here so much more, especially the pinks, oranges, greens, even the teals. I think they're really easy colors to manipulate on your eyes and create a bunch of different looks. If you really pressed me and said, Dimitra, what colors would you not use in this palette? I'd probably say these three colors down here. I mean, they're great for highlighting if you want to add some dimension with this black color over here, but I don't know, for me, these aren't the types of colors that I would typically dive into. I'd rather play with everything else. For today, I did use this palette as well as the Take Me Back to Brazil original palette. And I actually started with this one because I always feel like I need a matte color to set down before I start playing with any shimmers or metallics or duochrome colors, whatever you want to call them. So I started off by using this deep orange color over here, and I put that all over my crease. It was really easy to apply, went on nice and pigmented, and I made sure to really build it up because I didn't want to lose that orange in my crease. That was the only color that I used out of this palette here. I then immediately dove into this one and I went in with this orange color over here. And of course, on top of the matte orange, I started applying that all over my crease, and I blew it out as much as I could because I really wanted a nice sparkle and sheen with this particular look. On the outer corner, I did take this bronze color down here and I just patted that onto the outer portion of my eye and sort of blended it out into a triangle so it could wing out into something. It's also one of the deeper colors in this particular palette, and I just wanted a little bit of dimension on the outer corner and something that would blend with the orange really nicely so that it all sort of tied together. I then moseyed right along to this color over here. I wanted a nice green that I could sort of blend this bronze color into, and that is what I put on this portion of my eye right next to the bronze color. From there, I went straight across to this deeper toned green. It's got a little more blue in it, and I think it's a slightly more pigmented green. I really wanted it to pop, and that's what I put all over my eye over here, and I loved how it was turning out, and I love how it was blending in to the green next door. I had to dive into one of the teal colors, and that is what I put into my inner corner of my eye. I think it added such a beautiful pop of color, and it just brought everything together so beautifully. And of course, I couldn't forget about the inner corner of my eye, which is why I went in with this pink color over here. I added that right into my inner corner and I blended it upwards towards the orange color. And again, I feel like it just blended with everything together and it didn't look off-putting by any means. It actually ties into the whole look really well. Once I finished all of that up, I thought something was missing. I needed a bit of a bigger pop, and I sort of wanted to highlight my brow bone as well. So I went into this golden green color over here and I started blending that out onto my brow bone as well as on the outer corner where the orange is. I really wanted the orange to fade into the gold, and I think I was able to achieve that look. For my lower lash line, I did use this orange color over here. I also went back into the original palette and I used this deeper orange color here as well. The same color I initially laid down when I was doing my crease work. This has to be one of my favorite looks that I've ever created. You guys know I don't shy away from color, especially when it's colors that are very easy to use, that blend really well. And what I find about this palette that makes it so user-friendly is that all the colors are grouped into a color story. So essentially you can go across a row and sort of mix a bunch of colors together. You can go up and down and use all of the colors in each individual row, or you can just go completely bonkers and use anything you want because there's really no rules to makeup. It is what you want it to be. This orange color that I used in my crease was so beautiful. I honestly love this and it feels like fire when you put it on. It is so lit. Sometimes I feel old when I'm using this type of terminology, but it just looks so good. Also really loved the teal color that I put in my inner corner of my eye. I think that adds a beautiful pop of color, and of course the gold that I use on my brow bone is another stunning stunning, stunning color. I think that adds a beautiful emphasis and highlight to my brow bone. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these colors. These colors down here, these two whites in particular, do have a layer of glitter that is sprayed on top of them, which is something that I'm not a huge fan of. I just swipe my finger into one of the colors and you can see that it's now completely void of any of the glitter that it initially had. Same goes with the other color. These are colors that I could use to highlight my inner corner, maybe highlight my brow bone, but they're not, I don't know, they're not shades that I would normally gravitate towards, especially when I have so many other fun colors to play with. If you're a fan of playing with colorful eyeshadows like myself, then I would highly recommend this palette to you. It is priced extremely competitively on the BH Cosmetics website, and as you know, BH Cosmetics always has a sale going on, so if you don't want to spend full price on it, just wait until they have their 20, 30, or 40% off sales, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up a lot more affordably than what it's currently perhaps listed at. For my Canadian subscribers, I do have to pay customs duties and taxes when I get something delivered from BH Cosmetics, so keep that in mind. You're probably gonna get dinged as well if you're importing it into Canada. I love the original Take Me to Brazil palette, so I knew I was gonna be a huge fan of this second Rio edition, and that is why I picked up a second palette for one of you. To enter my giveaway is really easy. All you have to do is click on the link in my description box below, and all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel. I'm keeping it nice and easy. The giveaway is open internationally, so good luck to everybody who enters. I am gonna have all of the rules in the description box below, so make sure you read through those carefully. If you were to ask me, is this worth spending your hard-earned dollars on, I would say absolutely. If you're missing a palette that is going to give you color options like this, then definitely go ahead and pick up this palette. You will not be disappointed. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I really hope you found it helpful. If you did, you know exactly what to do. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you want to keep up with me outside of YouTube, I'm going to make sure to link all of my social media details in the description box below for you as well. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having a fantabulous day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.